All right, with me today, I got Michael Bajor once again, the man, the myth, the disappointment.
Yeah, buddy. One suit senpai. That's what all my friends call me for short. And by friends, I mean no one.
The people on the streets, in the streets.
Yeah, mostly homeless. But hey, you know what I mean? It's the environment I'm in.
I don't know if that's the nickname you would want to have with the homeless community.
One suit senpai.
Yeah.
I mean, I'd be in Japan, right? Probably. Because nobody in America says senpai, especially if you're homeless.
Oh, for sure. For sure. Well, unless you're like homeless and crazy, right? Where they're like,
I would be willing to bet like $300 that nobody in the world in America has heard one suit senpai from a homeless person.
Probably not. Probably
Yeah.
not. You're right. You're right. But today
now,
we're supposed to be.
Has a homeless person ever said, "Notice me, senpai"?
In the U.S.?
Yeah.
Probably not.
Maybe in Cali. I don't know how many Asian homeless people we have.
It probably depends on how good the meth is.
And were you in the anime before you became homeless?
Right. And into meth.
My bad, dude. I didn't mean to fuck this shit up. Yeah,
no, you're good, bro. This is what it is. We're just bullshitting. But today we're gonna try to focus on character creation as far as like.
Oh, okay.
And we're not. This isn't like all the technical, like the what is it the Hammond graph and all that shit. Where like we're not being technical about that. There's channels where you guys can go and like find those very technical breakdowns of how you should properly go about this structurally. We're not doing that. We're just doing it from normal storytellers, a storytelling point of view, where without any of that background, just naturally what we have stored in our brain and what we would consider goes into the process of creating characters, whether it's main character, side character, whatever. But again, we're not going through those technical breakdowns. There's channels for that. This is just straight up old school storytellers, you know, how they would just make it up on the spot or on the go and run with it. Sir.
We'll start with me. You're the fucking main character, right? Let's start with main characters, right? How do you create a main character? A main character is usually influenced by the writer's fucking personal experiences and every fucking pro that they see in somebody, right? Their morals are usually dictated on their main fucking character.
Right. I feel that's also something I did. I feel that's something you do when you first get into storytelling, is you always associate yourself with the main character in some type of way. And then I feel like later on, as you get sort of deeper into it, into the aspect of storytelling and world building, then you start to reach out from your own perspective, right? And then you're like, you start playing with the story. Like, I'll make a main character who's completely nothing like you, right? But I feel like when we first start out, we all do that.
No, so I agree with you 100%, right? It's building the characters. Like, what character do you start with? You usually always start with the main character, right? Or, right, like what you said is when you develop and you start writing, you're like, everybody can't be like me.
Right. And it's weird because when we first start writing, everyone does this, right? Where you're like selfish, did you get stuck? Uh-oh. We're having some technical difficulties at the moment. Or he's being murdered. All bad.
Jesus, what happened to you? Hold on, wait, you're muted, bro. You muted yourself as well.
It automatically muted me. So I actually thought that was you. It wasn't.
I thought your plane crashed, man.
That would fucking suck. Bro, don't joke about that, because I was having a conversation with my boy Anthony the other day. Not even the other day. I say the other day. This was like months ago. But we're talking about
how I do the same shit.
Yeah, it was the other day. It was fucking 4 years ago.
Uh, uh, yeah, wait, where were we at? Oh, I was talking about the developing characters outside of the main character, right?
Right.
After your first story, you're already in the flow of things, but it's like anything, you get better, right? But diversity, I said that word and your whole shit froze. Like, I get it, it's offensive to people
Oh, the
because
computer didn't like that shit at all. It
yeah,
shut down. My laptop
because
is white, so
yeah, it's because fucking it's trash when you force it, right? But you
right.
kind of do want characters to be like slightly different. Fuck, dude. Yo, I was watching something where they were talking about like why is anime and manga doing so much better than like cartoons and fucking comic books in
Oh,
America and
American
shit.
stuff now. Yeah.
And they were heavy on just to how much better the stories are, right? That manga artists are creating
Right.
than actual, like, the American art is probably better, you know what I mean, page by page, but the story is so much better in the manga and the anime that
Right.
people are just more involved in it.
Right.
Um,
Whenever I compare the art, um, as far as like our American comic books compared to manga, manga, I feel I would use the word it's very like pretty, right? It's beautiful artwork. And then for American comic books, it's just fucking sick, right? Like when you get into like Spawn or like some of these indie comics, right? Some of these American comics, indie comics where they sort of do their own artwork where it's not traditional. Some of these artworks are insane, right? And then with manga, again, it's that consistency where it's always all of its beautiful artwork.
what is the greatest American cartoon ever?
Cartoon. As
You'd
far
be
as
like
what?
the
As
Lion
far
King, right? Is it
no,
a Disney one?
that's a stolen story to begin with, which was
All
it
right,
was an Asian cartoon. So let's
good
not do that
fucking
one.
story, great American fucking movie.
Yeah. Oh yeah,
Because
the Lion King's, yeah.
every story is fucking stolen though. Do you know what I'm
Oh
saying?
yeah,
Like,
yeah. At the end of the
somebody
day, yeah.
originated the story somewhere. I don't care how many times they do Romeo and Juliet storyline. That shit's still pretty solid in the end.
Which honestly, I'm surprised that they haven't remade that in a while. I mean, like it's been, what was the last one? I
Probably
think they
10,
did
12
like a
years.
shitty one in like the early 2000s.
I don't know. They did the one with Jet Li, and I thought it was cold as fuck. Jet
Oh,
Li
that
banging a
was,
black
yeah,
girl,
that was
and
Romeo
I
Must
was
Die.
like,
That was
yeah, that shit
that
was
was different.
fire as fuck.
And that was a Leo too.
Um, yeah, I don't. I'm trying to think of like the best American cartoon. Samurai Jack was pretty dope.
I actually just started watching that
Uh,
again. I'm on episode 3.
that shit is fire as hell. Um, God damn,
As
American
far as
cartoons.
what
I
those
like
like looks or like story, like or like
everything,
overall.
storyline and everything. And part of the issue with American cartoons is they do like episode by episode,
Yeah,
right? Like they don't expand upon the story. They just kind of keep it, this is what the fuck it is.
yeah.
Like I was gonna say Batman animated series.
There's no character
No,
growth. It's
yeah.
just
So
action.
Batman Beyond though,
Oh man,
kind
yeah.
of kind of build upon itself.
Towards the end.
Even
Towards the
but
end.
like
Yeah.
there were pieces that were like single episodes and shit. But like
Yeah.
there was still character development. He was building himself. That intro music was fucking kick ass. But it's all around fucking DC. Every time
Mhm.
I watch one of their movies, they're like the best fucking. They're cartoons.
Yeah, I just watched
You know what I'm saying?
Apocalypse War last week, and that was insane.
How
I
long
don't
ago
understand
is
how they're
that?
so good at their animated movies and then their
But
live
they're
action
so
are
shit at their live
fucking
action.
terrible.
Is that the one with old boy who's drunk and shit all the time?
What?
He always works with the demon.
Yeah, Constantine.
Yeah. Oh,
Yeah,
that
yeah,
nigga's
yeah.
a
Yeah.
cold ass character,
Did you
bro.
see
And
that Keanu
that
Reeves
shit
is
was
rumored
so
to come back?
good, bro.
Yeah, it was so
For
good.
what?
He's
Oh, as
rumored to.
Constantine?
Yeah, and apparently, well,
Constantine was like a fucking underrated movie, I feel like.
bro, I've watched that movie on repeat before. Like honestly, if you ever get some writer's block and you just need to watch something, there's so much shit going on in that movie. I mean, because the lore from his story in general is just insane because there's so many stories involved in his storyline. But you ever get bored, you could watch that movie. Oh shit, did it happen again? What is going on?
Oh, there you go.
There
There
it
you go.
is. Could you hear me?
Woo. No. So I got, just as you were getting hype about Constantine, you fucking crashed.
Bro, I don't know what's going on here.
Every time you say certain words, it fucking will just bail. Well, yeah, it's showing your availability and shit, and it's flaring all the way from good to bad service.
It doesn't make any sense. My connection's all the like over here. It's good. But anyways, let's try this again.
Well,
So yeah, where were we? Constantine, right? So like, yeah, whenever if you get writer's block and you get bored, you could throw that movie on because there's so much shit and so many storylines involved in his story. And even in just that movie in general, like you can't watch that movie and not get hyped like mentally as far as storytelling goes.
John Wick.
Yeah. Oh, well, we're talking about Keanu Reeves in general now. Yeah, of course.
Yeah. Oh man, that dude's fucking kick.
Yeah.
Yo, but like that's a character where fuck, dude, if you have a good character, you can really do anything with the story. Let's be honest.
But
Right? So
that's what
Keanu Reeves is
storytelling
the
is.
same. So I'll just give a couple actors, right?
Yeah.
We're talking about building characters, and these whole movies are built around pretty much the same character in a different movie.
Just typecast.
Right? So the biggest thing in stories is usually the character. All right. Keanu Reeves, pretty close to the same character in every movie. Constantine, not very different from John Wick.
Right.
Not very different from Neo in the fucking Matrix.
Yeah.
Then you move on to somebody like Will Smith,
Mm-hmm.
right? Pretty sure he sprints in every fucking movie he's in.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Pretty fit guy, good with the ladies, hasn't really evolved from Fresh Prince of Bel-Air. I love every one of his fucking movies. Enemy of the State.
Yeah, they're enjoyable,
fucking
all of them. Yeah.
7 pounds. What's the one where he's sleeping in a bathroom with his son and shit? Pursuit of Happiness.
Pursuit of Happiness. Yeah, with the Rubik's.
He's still the same character. Oh, yo, the one with Margot Robbie. That shit was even good, and I thought it was kind of corny.
Yeah. What was that? The Switch or some shit like that? I don't remember what it was. But they were like conning everybody. Focus. There you go. Yeah.
Focus. That was like, didn't feel like the greatest writing, but it was a good fucking movie and I enjoyed it.
The ending though was I thought it was terrible. Like it had like a good lead up. I just felt like it could have been the ending I didn't like.
I thought the ending was pretty trash too. The whole beginning of the movie though, was so fucking good. Yeah. So goddamn good. That
laying out the scams and all that shit. That shit was crazy. Yeah.
I'm happy with what they did. I'm so on character building, man. It's just usually take whatever you like, put it together. But if you have a good character, Denzel Washington's another one.
Mm-hmm.
When it comes to stories and shit, Harry Potter, I guess, is a good fucking character. I don't think he is, but if you have magic powers, I kind of like you.
Yeah, well, I mean, he was even a shitty wizard. I mean, like it wasn't even like he was good. So
yeah, he got lucky. That was his magic power. That nigga was just the luckiest.
His friends
he was the luckiest dude in the school, and he had a fucking name that was world renowned and shit.
Right.
Shit, dude. Right? Like, what are some of your favorite characters from any story and shit?
Man, if I get into some novels, I mean, just like American Gods, like the character arc for Shadow over the course of that book, it's crazy. Like, I mean, it goes from him, literally, you start the book off, he's a convict. It ends the book with him being a demigod, right? So, like, it's crazy.
But what's his, is he like morally righteous? He, you know what I mean? Like, so sometimes they do convicts where they're like, yeah, they just got fucked up. They got trapped. They're still a good guy.
Yes, that's basically exactly what happened. So whenever they go through his backstory, it basically like he was just in shitty situations his whole life. He was that guy, right? From his mom, like from the situation with his mom dying, that sort of starts it out. His dad wasn't around, then he gets picked on, depending on which lore you're going on. But yeah, he just had that shitty upbringing from the very beginning and like was always trying to do right, but like he was sort of pushed into, well, I have to do these things. You know what I mean? Like I have to go and whoop these people's asses because they're fucking with me. Like I'm being pushed to do it. And same thing, like when he gets older, the reason he ends up in prison is basically for love, right? So he's trying to do the right thing by making his wife happy, but she's fucking psychotic basically, and he ends up in prison because of it. So he's just like in shitty situation after situation.
And then he
So
fucking prevails eventually is what the character is.
yeah, and it's basically just him going through like just that, just down after down after down, a little win here, more downs, and you're like, damn, like is shit ever gonna get better for this guy? And I mean, even at the end of the story, it really doesn't. I mean, like he's in a better place situation wise, but even
Mm.
still, I wouldn't say that he's in a better position than he was from the not from the beginning of the story, but overall, really.
But he's a demigod, so I don't give a fuck what's happening. Kratos had a good fucking life,
Oh
as
yeah,
far
but
as I'm
that's what I'm
concerned.
saying. So think about how fucked up the story has to be from him going from like a convict to a demigod, and like his life really it didn't really improve much. Like spiritually and subconsciously he improved as a character, but his overall situation in the world didn't really improve at all.
Yo, so when you start making your character, right? You do a main character. That's
Right.
what we're sticking with right now.
Mhm.
What do you start with? Do you start with looks or do you start with attributes like fucking talents, ability, skill, personality?
So here's what's weird about when I write stories. So think of I always start out with like a shitty situation and then I think of a person in that situation. So I don't start with the character. It's sort of like
Yeah.
a shitty situation. And then from
So
there,
you do situation first and then character.
right, right. Because then I'm thinking about, well, what kind of character would make this either a more fucked up situation in general for whoever the protagonist is, or um what would make this more silly or action packed, or depending on which way the story's going. Normally I try to tend to go for the darker situation, so I'll pick people who have tendencies to be like indecisive or um like codependent, shit like that, so that they're not really making their own choices, they're sort of following along or being pushed. That's sort of the characters I start out with.
Shit. So I think I bounce between I don't do situation, I either do looks or personality,
Right, you're
but
like,
they
this
kind
is a
of
badass I made, and then you build around that. Or
yeah.
I see.
Um like I think about like everything combined into one. Like when I'm thinking about a character, I think of, what's that character gonna look like
Mhm.
right next to another character? And how the fuck did they get there? Like, is there a way they could have a cool past story?
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like fucking any vet, you could make like a fucking cock diesel motherfucker. Let's give somebody a missing leg
Hmm.
because they're gonna have a fucking hell of a story that you can tell. Like, right?
Right.
I'm not thinking exactly what the story is, just like, or you give somebody scars, you give somebody fucking damage. Like,
Hmm.
appearances matter to me. You know what I'm saying?
Right. Right.
Um, I fucking I also think about like making people laugh and shit, right? And then everybody's hypersensitized and shit. Like when I thought
Yeah.
of my main character, right? A fat little Asian guy that turns into a super jacked black guy is fucking hilarious as fuck to me.
Yeah.
You know
I
what I'm
had a
saying?
couple people when I told them about the premise of the superpowers. Everyone at that part, they all laughed.
Yeah, it's
There wasn't
fucking
one person who didn't. They're like,
it's
why? Like, why not?
it's just like there's fucking comedy in it, right? Like you think of what the most least attractive person you could think
Mhm.
of is, right? That's how I thought it in my head. Like, how can you go from what society deems as like the shittiest looking male, right? Yo, and I'm not fucking. I'm just doing it. This was like off the dome, but if you look at it, like fucking Asians get shit on all the time as
Mhm.
dudes for being the least attractive. I think they're on the come up right now with these K-pop stars and shit like that. right? But I think there was a time in our society where they were getting the shit end of the stick.
Yeah,
And
we
then if
go
you got to
through a
go,
steady rotation, right? Where
yeah,
everyone at some point is just getting shit on for something, looks wise.
and then if you're going like, yo, what's the most attractive in our society right now? It tends to be that jack black dude, like whether it is or whether it's not.
Mm-hmm.
Like who do they usually portray as like the sexiest dude? This is gonna be this tall fucking black dude, jacked as fuck with a big ass dick,
Old Spice,
right? Yeah. Oh, fuck yeah, bro. You know
yeah,
what I'm saying?
Old Spice. Yeah,
And then fucking, but the opposite end of the spectrum, and it's true. If you're fat, short, disgusting motherfucker with glasses, nobody thinks you're attractive. I
mm-hmm.
don't care what the fuck you do, right? They might like your personality and become
Right.
attracted to you eventually.
Well, you see it in movies too all the time. Like they have that character who's like in the office, who's like this overweight geek. They probably have acne, and the chicks are like, "Oh, this guy's always trying to talk to me" or some shit. Like that's always in movies.
Yeah, I could have made him a Jew as well, like a fat Jew with glasses. Same thing as a fat Asian.
Mm-hmm.
Um, you know what I mean? Nobody likes them on an attractive level. But you know what I mean? They usually fucking get the girl or they get something to happen for them. But I like that transition. Right. But the character
Right.
basis behind it was what's the least attractive thing in society, the most attractive thing in society, and then what fucking can I take, right? What are the attributes that that fucking small complacent Asian has that if you enhance him with powers and abilities will make him way more intelligent than most people that are just physically fit and good looking,
Mm-hmm.
right? Because good looking people, they can get away with being average and have an above average life.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
As long as they're physically fit, they do what the fuck they need to. They can get away with a lot of things. But that ugly
Yeah.
motherfucker
They can
has to
be
work,
completely brain dead.
and grind. But so this is my thought process when I'm building just that one character,
Mm-hmm.
right? So that's one of my main characters. And then it fucking revolves around like what's next. All right, so that's the least attractive, that's the most attractive. The next step was like, what is his personality? How does he get to being this fucking strong black guy? I was like, you know what? He'll just be a horny motherfucker. And the hornier he gets, the more powerful he gets. Like it was just a play on the Incredible Hulk because I think that character is awesome.
Right.
Unlimited potential, right? It just depends on what it is. And I was thinking of comedy as well while I'm writing this shit. And I'm like, dude, you know what would be funny? If this motherfucker start getting hornier and hornier at like the grimier shit. So the more people that dies, like he has to get horny to save himself and save other people in fucked up situations where people are dying, and then he starts popping a boner and getting hornier off of
Right.
people getting fucking murdered and
He's
shit.
creating his
Because
own kinks
yeah,
for the greater good.
yeah, and it's like, yo, you sick son of a bitch. Like to the point that, right? It's an infinite potential for that dude to be the most disgusting character of all time.
Well, I mean, at the same time, whether you realize it or not, I mean, it's a reflection on the kinks of our society. I mean, there's guys like that. You know what I mean?
Oh fuck yeah, dude.
So as far as like comedy goes, it's very proper because it's a straight up reflection. Because even if you start out like normal kinks, right? Like if somebody starts out with something super freaky, like super early in age, normally it just gets worse, right? So you end up getting these people with these insane kinks and shit like that, like what your character has. But yeah, it's just a reflection.
I mean, fingers in the ass. I'm not a fan of it, but my boy came out and proudly proclaimed that he got fingers in his ass by his girl, and he fucking loves that shit, bro. And I was like, whoa, god damn, do your thing, dude.
Down Periscope. I don't know. You guys are Marines.
Whoa. You know what I'm saying? Hey, it might not have been that friend, but it was. So
where are you at now, by the way? Where are you?
I'm in New Orleans right now.
What's that like?
It's fucking humid as fuck.
Well, yeah.
It's literally still looks like it's been ravaged by a hurricane.
Mm-hmm.
And
it's always looked like that.
Okay, yeah. This is my first time here. I never knew what it looked like before.
You never seen videos and shit?
I seen it, but I didn't know. I'll be I think first night I'm actually getting out and going out is gonna be on Thursday. So I'm gonna try a po' boy, see how that shit is, and dude, there's fucking it's dangerous as fuck over here too. Like they're fucking robbing people in the middle of the day.
Didn't that all start like when the hurricane happened and shit? That people started like going crazy with crime, and then it just basically stayed like that.
Yeah, but crime rates are going up everywhere because the cops are just not you know what I mean? A lot of cops are just sitting back because all the fucking turmoil and shit.
Oh
Where
yeah,
it's easier for them not to do something than to
and then
do
get
something.
involved in some bullshit, right?
Yeah, the police force got shrunk a shitload over here. Like a lot of people just been leaving the force, and the crime rate is shooting through the fucking roof to where unless it's a homicide or some shit like that, they're not even showing up to some of the scenes of the crime. So if you get your car stolen, there's a chance that they might show up, but it's not 100%.
They're like, you better call Geico.
Yeah. There were like, I don't know, 60 shootings in the fucking last 2 weeks.
Jesus.
And everybody that's doing the shootings is underage over here because they know what the fuck it is. Like they get out the same day that they shoot somebody.
Oh, really?
Yeah, because they're underage. So they're not prosecuting them, right? And if you're not prosecuting these dudes that are fucking up, even if they're underage, they know they can get away with it. So they're robbing all these tourists and shit. Going to fucking jail, getting out the fucking next day like nothing happened.
Right.
Fucking maybe a small fine and they're good to fucking go because nobody's prosecuting them. Like, how are you supposed to fucking stabilize a society when you have no fucking rules?
Right, and it's just getting worse. So,
mind you, and there's kids, bro. Like, I believe in forgiveness, but they're fucking down a fucking dark path. They're already shooting motherfuckers for money if they think that's the right way to go.
Yeah, for sure, obviously.
But it makes me think of like like you ever see Shadows?
Man, how old is that?
Yeah, yo, but that's what I was thinking of, like how dangerous it is over here. And motherfuckers were just shooting the milkman, bro. That was just good to you your whole fucking life.
Yeah.
You shot him because you seen him with a wad of cash. Like, fuck, dude, find another way to make fucking money.
Yeah, imagine your situation is like that though. Imagine like your life, like that being your life, to where like even someone that you see every day, the moment you see them with something you need, like they're no longer that person. They're just someone with something that you need.
But they don't.
That has to be shitty as fuck too. Well, no, yeah, I mean, no, that's a want. It's that want for money and riches, right? Without doing it the right way.
You have homeless people that are living better than fucking people in third world countries. Like, I don't want to fucking hear it, bro. Like, we got fat homeless people.
Yeah.
If you have a fat homeless guy, shut the fuck up with the hardships of America, bro. It's a little ridiculous.
Well, most people here haven't even experienced other countries, so it's that whole.
I mean, but yeah, so we should just fucking make everybody go into the military, right? For like 2 years, like fucking Israel. Or yeah, you just send them out of the country to somewhere else for a year.
Right.
Like, I don't know, we could partner with anybody. Like, I'd like to partner with Mexico. It's right here. It would be cheap to do, right? Like your fucking junior year of high school, some shit like that. You go work down in a different country.
All right.
Go work at a car factory for a year. Go work in Thailand for like Mexico would make the most sense to me. It's right there.
Yeah.
It's a communicable country. We give them money anyway. If they should be one of our best allies as well as Canada because we touch each other, right? It fucking only makes sense. Like being friends with people across the world is fine, but just for that life experience, like Mexico is so much different than here.
Oh,
go to fucking Mexico.
It's way different.
Live there for a year, and then come back to America and tell me how fucking grateful you are to live in America, bro. Like Canada, you might not really change. You might be like the taxes are high, but yeah, it's not too much different.
Right. No, Mexico, man. Even when I was there for like, we would go and dock for 8 hours of the day or something like that there. Even the 8 hours, like, I mean, after like your first day there, even at the tourist spots, which is the nice spots, you're like, bro, this place is fucking shitty. Like, this shit sucks, bro. There's little kids everywhere trying to sell you shit, literally everywhere.
Yeah.
Everywhere.
It's the hustle, man.
It's crazy, man. It's insane. And like,
but
you kind of feel bad. But there's so many. They're everywhere. It's like I can't give this kid money because then there's 50 other kids standing next to him who are like gonna run up at me.
Yeah, no, it's fucking. But it's like, yo, I just more experience for everyone is a good thing.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, but you can't do that. If everybody had to do like 2 years in the military, we'd have all these respectable people walking around. It'd be chaos.
Yeah, but I'm trying to think, like, have we ever been? So I feel like we've been improving everywhere though. But like, how often do you go out in public and people are disrespectful as fuck?
I try not to go out in public.
I mean, when you do, like, you go to the grocery store, nobody's usually that terrible. Um,
No, it's
I
like
you know,
once in a while. Once in a while, there's like
yeah, I'm
one
be real,
jackass.
like all the fucking areas I go to, the people that are usually bad are usually poor fucking neighborhoods and shitty people,
Hmm.
and their fucking just parents aren't fucking around. And I feel like, yo, parents in a like one parent home, I think should be like a mandatory thing again. Let's bring back one parent in the home. I don't know what
Somebody,
that has to do with
somebody needs
fucking
to be home
storytelling.
whooping some ass.
That dude, I believe that,
That's
bro.
there. There needs to be someone there at all times, just to hand out ass whoopings.
But I don't know how we set the economy up over here. I don't know if we can go back to that, right? And that's part of character building. Like, shit, we're just talking about character in general. Like, where is your fucking foundations from? Where do you get your morals from?
Right.
Fuck, if you're at home all day with no fucking parents and you go on the street and you have that other 13-year-old kid coaching you on how to be a fucking bad motherfucker, like, of course, bro, right? And the
Yeah, of
13-year-old
course.
kid stole weed from his fucking parents. And he's like, yo, smoke this or you're a
Yeah.
pussy. And you're
Yeah.
10 years old. You're going to be like, all right, I'll smoke it. Fuck. And before you know it, you turning that 13-year-old little asshole that's
Bro,
stealing
yeah.
weed from his parents.
Bro, thinking back like to middle school and shit like that, like how old was I? 13, 12 or something? And there was kids talking about like getting high every day and like doing Xanax and pills and shit. And I'm like, that's fucking crazy. That's insane. I was like 12. I'm pretty sure I spent every day that and most of my time that wasn't at school in my room playing video games. These people were doing what? Like, what the fuck was going on at your house?
Yeah, no, I was doing that fucking nerd ass shit too. I was grounded though. My parents grounded the fuck out of me. Like I didn't
Bro,
want to. I wanted to do pills and fuck girls and have a good fucking time. Instead, I was just in playing Final Fantasy, jacking off.
see,
Like,
that was
oh yeah,
that was
oh
my
yeah,
life, but
Tifa.
it was just normal.
Not yeah, I still got it. I still did. I played sports. Like right, sports was my outlet
Yeah,
during
I
fucking high
played
school.
sports in high school when it was like free.
Yeah, and then grade school, I played soccer my whole life, so I was just fucking like that was the community that I was involved in, and
Right,
that's how
right.
I got fucking like my social skills. And
Yeah.
soccer is like a pretty wide range in fucking group of individuals.
Mhm.
Let's be honest, mostly white kids.
Yeah. I
Uh,
feel like it would
couple
be
Asians,
well,
couple
where were
Hispanic
you?
kids.
Where'd you grow up?
South Jersey.
Okay. So because I was like down here it's all Spanish people. But yeah, South
Oh, and
Florida.
they're fucking
South
those
Florida.
teams are
Yeah.
they rip, bro. Like if you're not fucking Hispanic, you're not even playing on a team.
Bro, we had this one of my best friends growing up, this kid named Mark. We were in like second grade. This kid was running like 20 miles or some shit like that. His dad was the coach.
Jesus Christ.
He's doing some crazy shit.
Does he still play or no?
I think he coaches now. I think he's like a dad and shit.
So yeah, he pushed that into like he just that became his life though. You know what I mean? Like that was part of who he was.
Oh
Like
yeah,
I'll
for
always
sure. He played all the way from middle school through high school. I think he might have been the captain in high school, but he was like legit like hardcore in the soccer and shit. I don't know if he played it in college because we all went our separate ways after that, obviously. But yeah, yeah, that was for sure like a huge part of his life for sure.
yeah, but he evolved into it and shit, right? Like fighting, you've been doing that shit since you were a kid. How the fuck did you get into fighting again? You were scrapping or was it Taekwondo? What got you into fighting the way you got into it?
I was in 8th grade. We had this older kid in our neighborhood who I sort of
That
became.
13-year-old with weed?
Nah, I didn't hang out with people.
Okay.
Um, uh, he was maybe like I want to say I was 15. He might have been like turning 17 or 17. He was one of the older guys in the neighborhood, and he sort of got me into working out because he was into it and shit, and so I got into working out. and then he was into like some sparring stuff with him and his friends. So like I was the younger guy, but I would still like sort of go and spar and stuff with him. And then from there, when I moved to Orlando for 9 months, I did some wrestling, and then after that, it was a wrap. I was like, oh, I like this. And then when I came back
Yeah.
down, I did all those street fights and shit. So
So most of your favorite characters, they have a lot of involvement with fighting,
oh yeah, of course.
right? So like, I think it comes into like, what do you like personally over what your characters are gonna fucking resemble somehow, and what do you hate, right? That's usually gonna be what the villains are,
Right, right. Like even the story
right? If
I'm
we
working on now.
we circle it back, man. I think that's how it works.
Yeah,
For
I mean,
me,
I mean, yeah. And it comes back to us involving ourselves into that character, right? Um, which is like we were saying when you first start out, you're very like selfish with it, right? You're like, well, what would I do in this situation? And it's sort of like that open world character creation type game where like everyone wants. I mean, for the most part, people usually make themselves, right? You want to play
I
yourself
I
in that
do
world.
I do with like purple hair or some shit like that. I change the hair and the eye color and
Yeah,
maybe put some weird shit on it. But it's like,
but you
yo,
look like that.
darker skinned dude, long hair that's purple, and it'll be super jacked. Sometimes I'll make them small and fat. Sometimes I'll make them tall and lean. But who knows? And that could be like a fucking cerebral thing, like a reflection on my own body. Like sometimes I'm fucking fat as fuck, right? And then sometimes I'm fucking in shape, but I go through phases. You're right.
Yeah,
Like this is fucking. I might have just subconsciously been creating these characters of what the fuck I look at myself as, because literally I go through phases where I'm fat. Right. Right now I'm fucking cutting weight. I'm getting back into shape and I'm close to being in fucking prime condition. I'm probably 2 months away from being fucking back to who I was.
right, right.
But it's a fucking it's been a constant transition my whole life. Like I'd
Hmm.
be fucking in shape as fuck, looking good, feeling good in a bathing suit. Then I'm like, fuck, I'm wearing a t-shirt at the beach.
Yeah,
Then
and I
I'm
feel
like, hey,
that and
shirt's back off, baby.
that's a normal. I feel like that's how normal people are.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like you're a normal average person who like gets into fitness and like actually takes their fitness serious. Even some of these fitness influencers you see, right? I feel like even some of them, realistically, we go through phases where we'll kill it for like, let's say even a year. You'll kill it for a year, and then you'll go 4 months of just being a fat ass, right? And
Mm-hmm.
then you'll do like, you'll fluctuate. You'll go back into like a month of going hardcore, and then you'll do like 2 weeks of being a fat ass, and then you'll do 2 months of going hardcore, and then you know maybe you'll keep that up for another 2 months, and then you go through this constant up and that goes back to your emotions too and shit, depending on how you feel. But normal people, that's what we all do. We fluctuate through that. I'm super fit, and now I'm even out of shape completely. I've done that
Mm.
shit like 3 times.
And then so we look at the most successful people around us, right? What the fuck is one thing they all have? What I look at consistency, man.
That's
Like
it.
I
That's
look at
all it
some of the
is.
most successful people around me. They
Mhm.
fucking stick to what they want to do, and they do it every fucking time they say they're
Yeah.
gonna do it. Right?
Yep.
I want to write a character, nigga. I just write it about characters every fucking day, and I do research and I read other people's characters, then I write some more fucking characters. When it
Yeah.
comes to making a fucking character, you just do it until you fucking perfect it, man.
And that's
Um,
and honestly, at the end of the day, as as far as a storyteller goes, the character will never be good enough. You'll always go back and be like, I could do better with this part or this part. And then, a year later from now, same thing. You'll look back on it and be like, God, that was really shitty. I could change this and make it better. It's just
yeah.
an ever evolving door. And it goes by your personality. Maybe you're like, you look back and you're like, this motherfucker's too happy.
What's
Like
funny
I need to
is
change this.
I'm critical of like my favorite stories at like the dumbest parts too. You know what I
Uh-huh.
mean? Like I'll love a whole fucking story, and I'll be like, you know what? That motherfucker should have kept that person alive and killed the other person. And
Uh-huh.
I'll be like, but it right? Like if you want a story to be a certain way, write your own fucking story. Don't be critical of these motherfuckers that put the fucking work in, man.
Yeah.
Because there are like the best stories I've ever fucking heard in my life that I love, and I'm like, you know what? They should have changed that one part because that was gay, but I still fucking love the story and what they did with it, man.
Yeah. Overall, and
But
going
yo,
back to, go ahead.
no, you go.
So going back to, the small things in the stories that like stand out, right? Like that make it storytelling. And like you were saying, like you focus on some of the stupidest parts, right? And some of your favorite stories. Like, for example, one of my favorite stories is the Night Angel trilogy. And in one of those books, I'm not going to say which one because you guys can go read them. But there's a part where the main character, and another character who's a female are going through like a pitch black area, and he can see in the dark. And for the first time, he like looks back at her, and he's basically just staring at her cleavage, but like in his face in a tunnel, like they're on their hands and knees and shit. And like the whole book, like there's just little things like that, right? Like there's just something, and like there's like, I don't know, 3 pages where it's just him talking about this situation and like the reaction going back and forth. So it's like little things like that, like you said, like the story overall. Like if I was telling someone about the story, I would never tell them this part, but my brain specifically remembers because it was hilarious.
Yeah. Yeah. So, and I'm an amateur writer too, right? I'm not professional. Nothing I've ever written has been published.
Bro, what is professional? Because if you've read 50 Shades of Grey, there's no such thing, bro. Anybody can write a book.
So you say that, right? But until you've written a book, like don't open your fucking mouth. Until you've
I
done
have
something
written
yourself.
a book.
All right, you're good. You can
I
say
have
that.
a
I
published
can't
book.
because I've never written a book, bro.
No, but I haven't finished another one. So, I mean, there you go.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, it's like fucking, like, people can fucking talk shit all they fucking want.
Yeah, but getting the work done, it's not at all. Even so, when I wrote that script for the graphic novel that we didn't finish, even that what was that, 51 pages or something like that?
Yeah.
Even that, like, and that wasn't even like going into detail, right? Because it was a script. Even that shit, like maintaining that just for the 51 pages of that shit was not easy. It's not easy at all, especially to maintain the motivation and maintain the mental capacity to be okay with like continuing with that, with writing a shitty paragraph, right? So if you wrote something shitty, not hyper focusing on it and continuing the story and finishing it, because that's what happens, right? You're like, this fucking paragraph sucks, and you just get stuck on that. You're like, this sucks, I need to change it. Or the intro to the story sucks, I need to change it. And you just keep doing that to the point where you just end up starting to work on something else.
Yeah, I think that's what I did. I always do beginnings of things. And I never really finish it, right? And then I show people unfinished work, and I always get them fucking cracking up, right? I write 1 pages, 2 pages of a fucking book that I'm gonna start, right? I always do this.
Yeah.
I fucking let like 7, 8 people read it, 9 people will read it,
You're
and they fucking
you're self-soothing. You're getting them to hype you up.
They're fucking crying over the shit. And then by the time that's done, I'm like, yo, fucking 7 people laughed at that shit. Fucking day is done. Right. But I think part of it is on my personality as well. Like I'm a small mission oriented guy. Right. Which is why I may gain weight and fucking lose weight as often as I do. Is right. Because what's the goal right now? Oh shit, I'm fat. Lose weight, right? Make that a priority every day.
Well, short-term goals are way easier to achieve, and they're more likely to achieve than long-term anyway. So if you break any of your goals down in short-term, I mean, that's better anyway. You're doing that without knowing that you're doing it.
Yeah. And so what I'm trying to do is, be a more responsible individual long-term, right? When it comes to finance, when it comes to fucking writing it. And one of the goals I made for my bucket list, like what's one thing that I want to do to be happy with my life, and it's to make an anime, right?
Yeah.
So I got to finish this book whether I want to finish it or not.
Yeah.
Or I didn't fucking fully live my life. Now, once the anime's produced, who gives a fuck? I can die. I'll be all right.
Well, I just set a 5-year goal for myself. Because the biggest issue I'm having when I do these, like, if if I'm motivated to write, I can pump pages out. Like, like
Mm,
when I was doing the stuff for that graphic novel, I was pumping 6 pages out every day, like I was supposed to. I banged that 51 pages out easy.
mm.
Um, but it's I when I hit a little bump, like when I need an artist or I need I need feedback, or I have people in production who need to give me feedback and I'm not getting it. As soon as I hit those bumps, my motivation fucking drops drastically. I
Yeah.
like
So what?
go complete shutdown, and I'm like, I don't want to fucking do anything.
So where are we at right now? Like, what is your goal right now? What
So
are you
the
trying to do?
5 year plan is, since I already have a background in drawing, right? Like I did that for a long time. I didn't do it structurally the right way, but I was still relevantly really good at it. Stopped doing
Mm,
it for a long time, and that's the bump I keep hitting, right? Because my stories, I want to either do graphic novels, or I want these covers for them that like these artists can't really give me, and so I'm becoming reliant on this. So as far as like mastery goes, 5 years is about how long it takes to become, I wouldn't say master level, but sufficient. Like
Jesus Christ.
I'm trying to think of the right word. You haven't
To be an
mastered,
efficient drawer, yeah.
well, anything. 5 years is to be sufficient at anything. So since I have a background in art already, i'm 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 hoping that if I still use that 5 year timeline, by the time I'm 35, I should have either one or two graphic novels out that I've both written and drawn myself, so that I'm no longer relying on that. So just like the fitness
So do you
challenge I'm
have do
doing.
you have a yeah, do you have a more specific goal than that, right? Let's narrow that shit down. 5 year. 5 year goal to be an artist. All right. So this month, what are you gonna get done this month?
No, not an artist. It's to be self-reliant, so that I have the graphic novels both written and out already myself without being reliant on another artist. Because that's the snag I keep hitting is I can write, right? I can pump out
Mm.
pages, but I keep hitting these snags with the artists, right? I don't have artists who basically want to put in the work, right? Even with the whole script written.
All right, so
Um,
you're gonna have to pay motherfuckers though.
well, and so here's the issue. I'm all about work, getting paid for for the work you put in, right?
Mm.
100%. Um, but there's a difference between being hired to do something and being given complete creative control to express your talents, right? So like when I've contacted people or artists who, and mind you, some of these artists, they don't even, they're amazing artists, but they don't do art professionally, right? So this is
Hmm.
like their first chance to showcase how sick of an artist they are, and they're 100% capable of doing it, right? And the profits, of course, are going to be split, right? So I'm giving you a finished script, right? You're being handed a finished script, whether it's a comic book or a graphic novel, it's completely finished, right? Script completely done, layouts done, and now you can design these characters, the backgrounds, everything however you want. You have complete freedom, right? Just go crazy with it. And on top of that, now you're getting your own first graphic novel, having never done professional art ever in your life, with your name on a graphic novel that's going to be sold and published.
So what do you think the value of that is?
It would be equal shares with whoever wrote it, which is normally the
But
deal.
are they gonna to me, right, $30,000. I'm just throwing a price out there,
No,
right? That seems ridiculous to you. You keep all your rights, right? But
right,
they have the illustrator's name in there, and
right,
they get 30 G's up front, right? They're getting paid for their time. They can make it a full-time
right,
fucking job. They
right,
should be doing that shit 8 hours a fucking day,
right,
5 days a week
right,
until they fucking finish, right?
right.
30. It's a random amount that I
No,
would
random
fucking
number.
make up.
So here's the thing. I don't care about how much money they want to make, right? Because the thing
Mhm.
is, the artist that I would be bringing in with or for the script, right? Like, let's say Jose or Joe did find the time, right? Let's say Joe found the time to be able to
After he
draw
gets
out
off his jet and shit.
his jet and his family trips. Um,
Yeah.
But let's say he found the time to be able to draw one of these things out, right? So if he drew the whole thing out, it would be percentage, right? So if it was just me and him, right? I wrote it, or me and him, or him and I, Jesus, him and I wrote it, and he did all the artwork, it would be 50-50, right? The percentage would be 50-50. So whatever we're making from the book, you're getting paid. It's not like a set amount. However many copies we sell, we're both getting paid. And again, the people that I've contacted, I'm not contacting people who work for comic book companies. These are people who like have sick artwork that they just post for fun. And I'm like, yo, do you want to draw a graphic novel? I have a whole script. I have everything laid out for you. And like your name's going to be on it. You're going to make 50% of whatever you make. And you'll have a published graphic novel that you illustrated. And you've never even done anything professional in your life.
But what would motivate somebody more, right?
Oh, no,
30K,
absolutely. Yeah. Would that
right?
motivate you? But
Or
here's the thing is they're not
50%,
looking at the bigger
50% of
picture.
whatever it is.
You're having something that you created out there in the world, right? For the first time. It's just like me. I'm writing this. I'm not getting paid up front. I'm writing. You have to also think about that. I'm spending all my free time writing these scripts out and these stories and creating these worlds, and I'm not getting paid either. You know what I mean? Which is why I'm not contacting professional artists, because I do have more respect for that. I'm not going to contact someone who's doing this professionally and being like, hey, do you want to do this pro bono? Like, no. It's just people who have sick artwork.
Why the fuck not?
Well, I mean, don't get me wrong.
There like, you give them the same fucking offer. Like, yeah, I'll give you 50% of whatever this book makes.
Which is, I think, is a great deal. I think that's awesome. I mean, that's fair too, right? I'm writing the whole thing. You're drawing the whole thing. We split it down the middle. The characters.
I don't think it's fair. I don't think it's fair for an amateur artist, right? I think there's a number that you could come up with
to like throw out as commission.
Like you have to take more of the risk. Yeah, like
yeah, commission work. Well, yeah, don't get me wrong. I understand that. But what I'm gonna do instead, because I'm just a normal guy. That's the thing, right? Is we're just normal people. I'm not I don't have 15 books published and I don't have like a bankroll where I can do that, right? So I'm working with the same team that I've had from the beginning, right? Where we're all trying to build this together. And so now
you can't jerk somebody off.
No.
Like at the ending.
I just told you I don't have time.
All from them sunglasses, bro.
There's no bro. First of all, I'm happy I found these. I'm happy I found them because I have astigmatism in both eyes and I have to use these damn bright ass lights, and it's not fun. Do you know what astigmatism is? My eyes don't process light the right way.
I assume astigmatism is when your eyes don't process light the right way, but
yeah, you got it. Yeah,
that's what it is. That's just what I assume it is.
Yeah, I figured you knew.
Fucking chicken, bro. I'm sick of it.
What? But yeah, character development.
We just went into how expensive artists were.
We did do that. We did.
Oh, yeah. When are we getting your girl on the fucking talk about what the fuck she wants to be compensated for, right? Like that would make more sense. So
I completely forgot about that, actually. Kathy. I'll see if she's free tomorrow, actually. Let's talk about that.
Because we're going over character development and shit like that. Like,
yeah. Well, she would be appropriate for world building too.
It's fucking, even if you think of the story, right? That's why I think you should pay them over, give them a portion of the story, because if they still aren't drawing shit the way you want it, like you'll be like, get the fuck out of here, bro. And you can cut ties with them whenever you want.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like you have a picture in your mind.
Yeah.
If they don't come close to it or exceed it, like you'll just be like, get the fuck away from me, bro. Like, so what my goal is, right, is I'm gonna save up at least like 60K cash.
Yeah.
And fucking pay like an anime studio just to try and make the movie. Because they make fucking minimum wage. I don't care if it takes 3 years of them processing it. Take my fucking money. I don't need a car, bro. That'll be my Tesla. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Fucking DVD of whatever anime I fucking, because I can't draw for shit. I'm not gonna fucking do that, but I can work and I can make money, a reasonable amount to save it up and then fucking just put the money down on the story that I created.
Well, yeah, it comes back to time and productivity, right? It's this is how all CEOs and business like-minded people work, where it's would it be more efficient for me to pay someone to do whatever this job is and for me to spend that time working on my actual job? Would it be more profitable for that, right? So same thing, right? It's more profitable for you to save up the money and then pay someone to draw it than it would be for you to try to split your time up into learning how to draw while having a full-time job.
Yeah, and I said, fuck that, right? Like I could write
Yeah, exactly.
whatever I need to write. But and that's where you're like different from me is like you're willing to take the next 5 years of your life, right? And the issue with that is you
But
may not
I'm gonna live
accomplish
forever, so
you may not accomplish your goal if you're not fucking if you're not as serious about it, right? Because you
right.
go through some of the same issues I do where you lose motivation on some shit.
Well, that's what I'm saying.
Right?
Like I'm already prepared for those up, and that's why I'm still saying 35, right? Because I have already.
No, fuck that. Shorten the time, right? And if you fail, you can start fucking from right there, and you can fucking you should shorten it. 5 years is too long.
5 years
right?
is the scientific like number. It's
No,
like a
5 years
proven
is
number.
fucking. That's for weak people, bro. You
I'm
should change that
lazy.
number.
I know my faults. I know my character weaknesses.
So let's become great people starting today, bro.
Well, I did that 17 days ago.
I'll finish my book in 3 months.
What? If I wrote 6
That's
pages every
fucking-
day, I could finish it. Yeah, I could finish my book in 3 months.
The 3 months, bro. We're setting a timeline today, dude. What is today? 6/6?
Wait. My new
What?
laptop gets here Friday. That's when I planned to start writing after I get my laptop.
So what
Let's
do we
start Friday.
8, 9, 10?
I don't know what today is, man. I have 3 kids and I don't leave my home. It's the same day every day. I don't know.
June 8th.
That's
Today's Tuesday,
the
9th,
computer
10th,
says.
11th. So June 11th, right?
Right.
June, July, August. Yo, by August fucking 11th,
Yeah.
you should have a completed fucking story.
A
By
draft.
August 11th, I will have a completed 25 episode anime series.
Mhm.
I'm just kidding. I'm doing like more of a movie thing, but I think it's gonna lean towards the
Well,
the other
with a
thing.
script, you could do that. You could write that. You can write that many episodes of a script in that amount of time.
In 3 months.
Yeah, bro. People write
I'm
scripts.
talking
an
about.
episode should take you a day.
Well, I gotta allocate one hour a night.
Mhm.
I work a full-time fucking job, which is not the easiest.
You're protecting America.
2, 3. Yo, some people like to pretend that, you know what I mean? 4.
You got to do,
So I get-
bro, 6 pages a day. It's Stephen King, right? So no matter what you do,
So I get
6 pages a day.
that's fucking. So in 1 hour, how many pages can you write in 1 hour?
It would depend on my flow. If I've been writing for like a week and I'm like in the flow, I could probably I can't write my 6 pages in an hour. Maybe like an hour and a half. I'd say an hour and a half. I could write 6 pages.
And we're
day.
on the same thing, right? And then so what I'll do is Friday. Let's do a podcast on Friday.
Yeah.
All right.
Well, yeah. Now we have no choice now because now everyone's gonna be asking and commenting.
So, it's gonna be a goal, right? We're gonna set a
Yeah.
fucking goal. I can probably do 1 hour a day, right? Separate it for 5 days a week. Then on Saturday and Sunday, I like to cut the grass in the morning.
Well, no,
It's
I'm in the
nice.
same boat as you because I'm doing for the channel. I'm doing a radio drama, so it's gonna be scripts as well. So it'd be the same thing.
That you need to put the time in. So I'm only
Yeah.
getting 1 hour a day during the 5 days of the week, right? Monday
Mhm.
through Friday. There's some Saturdays and Sundays where I'm fucking booked for work,
Right.
right? But I should be able to find some time to make it out. And then what I'll do is I'll put in 3 hours on the weekends. That's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 6 plus 5 gives you what? 5 and 5 is 10
11.
plus 1 gives you 11.
Yeah.
Thank you, man. I'm not the
Blackjack
greatest
dealer.
mathematician.
Blackjack dealer.
Yo, so I'm running probably 11 hours a week into
Yeah.
this work, right? I'm gonna start on Friday. We got to confirm it with ourselves, and since we're a fit podcast, right?
Yeah.
Let's do fucking. We'll do weight. Do you know what I'm saying?
Mhm.
What your weight is, like fucking physical fucking fitness, like where are you at? You know what I mean? What's the last thing you did to fucking test your physical fitness?
Right.
And then in the 3 months, we'll see how much we can fucking improve as people,
Yeah, for sure.
right? But it's a whole encompassing thing.
Yeah.
Um, and like character development, what's a better character to develop than yourself?
Hmm.
You know what I'm saying? Like, so we're so selfish, but if we develop the real selves, our real selves, and we put the effort in, I think we'll be fucking, we'll both be better people for this shit.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, just adding. So I've gotten into the point of having my workouts become a habit and my stretching become a habit and some other healthier things. But yeah, my writing, which is it's my main talent. It's the main thing I'm actually good at. Yeah, that should be my main habit, and it's not. So yeah,
So we're gonna fucking break it into being a habit. So because
yeah, for sure.
I'm in the fucking working out now, and I hate it every
Yeah.
fucking day. I
Well,
hate working
yeah,
out, but I've been doing it every fucking day for some
yeah,
reason.
yeah. And anyone who's realistic about it, I mean, besides, we're talking about like actually working out. We're not talking about like going to jujitsu where you get to choke somebody or boxing where
That
you get
shit's
to go
fun as
punch someone.
fuck.
Yeah, that's different. We're talking
Oh
about like
yeah.
where you have to go and you can't breathe and your face is fucking purple. Like no one enjoys that shit. I don't care who says it. No one fucking likes that shit. Like these CrossFit people, I watch them work out. I'm like, that shit looks fucking horrible. I don't want to do that. They look like they're gonna die. I'm tired.
Yeah, it's they're fucking monsters to them CrossFit people. I watch them do their shit. And it's like
Those people
y'all
need therapy.
motherfuckers.
They need to sit
Yeah,
on the
something else.
couch because there's a deeper issue at hand there.
But that makes them fucking like that's the greatness though. There's greatness in fucking being able to do that, man.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Yeah. Yeah. They're the that's why
So,
they're the fittest in the world, bro.
so
I'm
we kind of
good.
went back to uh Neon, and it's like, yo, what's a better character to develop than yourself? Yo, I don't think anything. And the fucking better you work at yourself, we should have some stories, bro. Let's fucking present the world with our stories. Like we got shit to fucking say. Let's get it out
Too
there.
much, yeah.
Stop being pussies, bro. We're fucking pussies right now.
Yeah. Yeah.
But
Well,
in 3 months,
I can
we'll
actually
have something.
speaking of pussies, the radio drama that I'm writing, I can announce the title. It's actually called Wands Are for Pussies.
Wands?
Wands are for pussies.
So are you talking about like the vibrating tool that you put on a chick's pussy while you're fucking her just to give her that extra orgasm? Or are you talking about Harry Potter and his little stickly wand? What are we talking about?
Um
Is that like a
I
play on
think they're the
words?
same for some people.
Do you get what I'm saying? Like, is that a play on words right there? Like,
A magic wand? Wand? Like, do you want to see her chamber of secrets?
no. Like, is it a double entendre that we're working with here?
It's not. It's not. Not in this
Like,
case.
if you Google wand, right?
Oh, you're gonna have some fucked up. It depends on how, if you have your safe search
Yeah,
on or not.
there's literally wands made for a pussy.
No, yeah,
Okay,
yeah,
and then there are also wands that pussies hold.
yeah.
Pussy being a person that's a bitch.
Right.
You're fucking me up right now, bro. Explain it.
I
What is it
mean,
about? What do you mean by
damn. I think we'll have to get into that in a later episode.
it?
We can't give away too much right now. We
All
gotta
right,
keep
man.
people excited, man.
Yeah, you gotta let me know when the hell that drops. Or did you already drop some of that?
No, that's what I'm going to start writing Friday. And that's going to be, like I said, a radio drama. So yeah, voice
So
acting
how does
and shit like
a
that.
radio drama? You have people just on there talking, doing some crazy shit.
It's basically like it's you know how people would listen to old school stories through the radio?
Yeah,
That's what I'm doing.
a new play on that. That's pretty solid, bro.
Yeah,
Yeah, that's fucking.
I was like, I haven't heard any of this shit before, and like that's basically almost like what a podcast is, except like why aren't people doing this anymore? Like why aren't people doing podcasts but like radio dramas? Where like I can just go to your podcast or whatever the story is going on now and just listen to the show.
Mm.
So yeah, I'm doing that. I'm bringing it
And I
back.
think they have some similar things to that on YouTube, but they have video. But they don't tell a story. They don't act like that. That shit should be pretty fire. I like audiobooks anyway.
Well, it should be good. It's, there's like sound effects and minor sound effects and stuff involved, because that's like the only difference really between the audiobook and the radio drama. There's sound effects and narrator and shit. Well, no,
I
there's a
like
narrator,
that, bro. That shit reminds me of Blue Ocean Shift and shit, right? Where you are jumping into a genre that's untouched potential with the ability maybe to make something happen. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Well, I'm
I
excited to
like
see
it.
where the story goes, because like I said, that our channel is obviously for adults, so it's just going to be interesting to see how it works out.
And
The
do you have any
story,
of it written? Anything written yet?
mainly notes and stuff like that. I have like most of the world built and some backstory. It's going to be fairly dark, even though the title is sort of comedic. It's pretty dark. It's going to be very gory, very dark. I want a slightly horror. I'm not. I'm leaning into the cosmic horror with that one. I don't want to give too much away. You gotta wait. You gotta wait.
Yeah. I got it, man. That's pretty dope. I like what you're doing there, though, man.
So it should
But
be interesting. But yeah, so tomorrow, world building, right?
you're running what the fuck, a podcast tomorrow? World building.
No,
You're
you said
bringing
Friday, right?
yeah, Friday. Let's set it up for
All right,
Friday.
let's set up for
Um,
Friday.
You'll have shit. You can get your fucking writing in that day. Um, and I'll be able to. I'll get some pages in, and then I'll be able to dedicate 1 hour of time to it, 2 hours of time. I'll be at the airport all day fucking Saturday, and then Sunday I got work again. So,
Yeah.
but I'll make this shit happen, and we fucking set goals. Come up with the goals that you want to do. We're coming in with our weight, coming with some physical specs that you're doing right now,
Yeah.
and we'll see where we are in 3 months from there.
Yeah. And you gotta get your episodes up, man, up on your channel.
Yeah. So I'll do 1 episode a week from now on.
Yeah. And
1 episode a week, and that's all anime based, right?
Yeah,
So everything I do, which is great because we're talking about storytelling. The best storytelling in the world comes from Japan, unless, and some of the hottest porno is in the same aspect of, like, Japanese people are always talking about fucking their sisters and brothers. Most of the porno is talking about fucking their sisters and brothers, and those are the two things I watch more than
well, a
anything
lot
else.
of American stories are talking about that now too. So I mean, it's all good. I guess that's just
Wait, what the fuck? America's in the brother and sister? I thought it was just on
bro.
the porn site.
You didn't watch Game of Thrones?
Oh yeah, that shit was fire though.
It was in
I mean,
every show after that. Everybody was fucking their brother, their sister, their mom, or somebody. I was like, what is going on?
The writing on it it's because it's so shocking. Like, nobody fucks their brother and sister unless you live in
But they
Alabama.
do.
Excuse
Yeah,
me.
but they
Excuse
do.
me. Yeah, like, and I don't even know if Alabama is as bad as that anymore.
I don't want to know. I don't. How? It's a rabbit hole we can't go down right now.
Yeah. All we know is that everybody fucked their cousin.
Yeah.
In the early days.
Right.
From everywhere. So just because I shit on Alabama,
well, yeah,
Philly,
you lived in a town with 5 houses.
New York,
and 4 of those houses were your cousin's houses. So.
And you're gonna fuck one of them. So whose fault was it really? It was America's fault. So I guess we all do fuck our brothers and sisters somehow.
Just everything.
Think about how many Smiths we have. All the Smiths.
What else? Williams. Yeah, there's a lot. I think I lost you. I did, didn't I? Dun, dun, dun.
Yo, Jesus Christ, you died on me, bro.
There you go. I think it's time to go anyway, sir. So Friday,
Yeah.
So everybody will be seeing this. Today's Wednesday, right? So have a great Wednesday, everybody.
No, today is fucking Tuesday.
No, bitch. But everybody's going to be watching this tomorrow for us. We're in the future right now.
Oh shit! Yeah, yeah, yeah. I was just kidding. It is Wednesday.
It is Wednesday. Yeah.
Happy Hump Day, you motherfuckers.
There you go. Have a good fucking day. All right,
Yo,
bro.
1-2 Senpai, go to my channel. I'll be putting one video up a week from now on. This is Writer's Block.
This is Writer's Block, guys. Go check me out. I'm keeping a 90-day video journal vlog on my Instagram and TikTok at both Writing Fit. So see you guys next time. Mike B, we're out.
Thank you for your service.